right, we are going to get to work. Now, I talk about cooking a lot, right? We said we have our grocery store, which was the getting ingredients piece. We have our kitchen, which was the ETL piece. We got to clean, cut, prep, cook our ingredients. And now we're going to work on plating. We're going to work on how do I make it look good. Okay. So, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to go to manage dashboards on the bottom in blue. I'd like you to hit add a dashboard. And let's call this one cards practice. You're going to see why. I'm going to say save and done. Now, cards practice appears right here on the left. I'm going to click that one and I'm in my dashboard technically. Now, this dashboard thing, this is our dining table. So we have our ingredients at the grocery store. We cooked in the kitchen. We will make some plates, which will be cards. And this is our table. This is how we display everything, how we pace things out, how we course things out. Let me show you a little bit of a tour about what this whole dashboard thing is. So right away at the top here, I can see the name of the dashboard and I can change locked or unlocked. What this means is only people who are owners, like right here, have the ability to alter the dashboard or to do other things. So we're not going to focus on that right now, just showing you what this stuff is. Right here, we see owner in when I have change at the top. Here is where I can pick somebody else to take over the dashboard if I want it to be. And here, this is very important, this one and this plus person sign. Here's where I can share the dashboard. If no one is shared with your dashboard, no one except you can see it. So you have to make sure you enable people to see it. Okay. Then we have this filter thing. This is a filter for the entire page. We'll go over that later. We have this add menu, which we will do. That's how we're going to add our plates to our dining table. This thing right here is how we can share the dashboard. We will go over that way later. And this big wrench, you're going to hear me say the word big wrench a lot. Okay. So let me show you this first. Let's hit the big wrench and I'm going to have you hit edit dashboard. Now you see these things pop up on the right. And what these are is this is how we are editing or we're customizing, altering the dining table. That's how I want you to think about it. Not the plates, but the table. So if you drag this capital H and you just drag it right there, and we can call this thing, let's do notes. We're going to call it notes for now. Okay. Then what I have here is I have layout. This is where Domo will automatically change layout for you. So if you just drag it in and I put some cards there, it'll automatically alter the shape and the size if you want to use it. This is a fast and dirty way to do it. I personally don't use this that much because I like to control the flow of the size and the width of cards, but you can do that. If you hit this one, cards is how we can drag in a space holder for cards. So I'll drag this one in right now. Just plop it right there. We'll do something with it later. This T thing, this is a text box basically. I can drag this in. And do you see what I'm doing? When I move over the different lines, that's where gray appears. So if I drag this T and put it right here, that's how I can put a note in there or this text box. Now, if you can see this, I'm going to try to blow up my screen a little bit. There you go. If you see these three little dots right here, it's like a little trombone. Here's how I can alter the height of my different cards that I put in here. So let's say I'm going to write something in here. And what I'd like you to do is just write your name. I'm going to write this and summary and whatever. What I can do here is I can select the whole thing. I can make it a header if I want it really big. I can make it bold. I can pick a color that I want. I can center it, middle line it, whatever. Okay. I'm going to put it there. Hey, what if we want to put a card right here? Well, we can totally do that. On the right-hand side, I can grab a card. You see where it highlights black or a little darker gray? Just drop it right there. Hey, what if we want this text box to be way skinnier or shorter? Well, I'm going to grab my triple dots, just like a trombone, and I can move it that way. Very, very easy, right? Hey, what if we want to change this background? What if we don't want it to be white? Well, I can hit edit content, change background, and I can make it gray, something like that. Whatever. That's what we can do. Dallas Cowboy colors. That's what's happening here. Now, we have these other pieces in here too, like apps. We'll go over that later. That's pretty cool. Controls. This is really cool. And we have these borders, and these borders are like divider lines. So I can drag that right there and it moves. Okay. So now you will know how to move things around and how to display. Now, one thing to note is when we make cards, if we want to get rid of them, I just have to hit this little trash can and it's gone. And that's it. And I can hit this little trash can and it's gone. And if we make a new card, it's going to appear all the way at the bottom in appendix. So let's go do that together right now. Now, I'm going to have you hit this plus sign at the top, create a new card, visualization. Don't worry about these other things. This is how you can put in a picture. You can put in another text box. That's what Notebook basically is. We're just going to focus on the actual data card stuff. So we're going to pick visualization, and we're going to say we have existing data. Okay. Now, if here I'm going to pick on the data set that we brought in before. So I will pick on my marketing one. And I'm picking on the one that I connected through Google Sheets for now. Okay, so now we're in something called Analyzer. And I'm going to actually just hit save at the top in orange, save and close, to show you how we get back to that. So when I save that card, it's all the way at the bottom at appendix. Okay, if I want to move it, remember, this is just a plate. If I want to move it onto my dining room table, I have to hit the big wrench, edit, and then I can drag it and move it wherever I want. So I'm going to put this one on this other border right there. Cool. If I want to change any of the colors like this or change the title, I have to do that in the actual plate itself, in the actual card itself. Remember, a card can be charts, graphs, tables, notes, pictures, whatever. All right, we're going to hit save. Now, if I want to edit this one again, how do I get back to that page that we just saw with all that stuff in there? Well, I'm going to click this little wrench. I have a big wrench and I have a little wrench. I'm going to click the little wrench and go to Edit in Analyzer. And now I'm brought here. So let me show you what this whole thing is. This is we've cooked already. Now we need to plate. This is basically where we can plate. So first of all, at the top here, you have data sets, lineage, data table, all this stuff up here. Watch this. If I turn these off, those go away. What this is showing me is what's visible. This is saying, hey, here are the different rows and columns and stuff that you have in your data set. And anything in blue right here under dimensions is a text or it is a date. That's what we see, the ABC, the little calendar icon. Anything in green is numeric, and anything here is where I can create formulas, calculated fields, that stuff. If I hit data table, a little preview at the bottom shows for me in case I wanted to see what's going on, how I change things. I'm going to turn that off because real estate is very important. The ones that I do keep on, I keep on data sets, filter and sort. I want the ability to filter and sort. Properties, chart properties are how we can control some colors. I don't put on controls. We'll go over that later. Auto preview, I do keep on because every time I change something, I want to see it change automatically. Tooltip, we'll go over that later. Chart types, I will keep on because that allows me to see the different chart types I have. Annotation, we'll go over that later. That's how to write little notes on top of your charts. Beast modes is basically this calculated field thing. Segments is like controls. We'll go over that later. And then year-over-year stuff is basically another form of this chart stuff. But this is what I keep on when I start making cards. Okay. So let me show you some other stuff around, and then we will get building later. At the top right here, here is where I can change the title. So I can say sample card. Okay. And in description, I could also write in, here is my sample card. I can write whatever I want. And I do want to show you something really fun. This smart text thing. If I hit smart text, I hit date range, for instance. And actually, I'm going to do this one. I'll do data set info. I'm going to do date, last updated. I'm just going to say apply. Say save. Look at that. Now we see sample card was updated 9 days ago. And what if I want to write the word updated? I can totally write it. And I could put in a little parentheses here. I could say was updated, space, and put another one at the end. And look at that. I can do that. I can change that if I want to. Instead of last update, I can remove that. Hit plus, date range, and I'm going to say date range instead. I'm going to just get rid of this. And now I see my date range, okay? In the top right, here is where we can choose different date ranges. So instead of all time, I might want to say current year, this year. I want to say graph all this stuff by week. See how it's changing. By month, by quarter, by year, whatever. Okay. And here, this is basically what the plate looks like. Here's where we're able to see what's going to happen. So we have our different types of shapes that we can use here, shape, color, context. We could pick all these different ones, which we are going to go over really soon. And on chart properties right here in the bottom left, here's where I can do other things. Like I can change some colors. I could put in the numbers displayed. I could do a bunch of stuff. So anyway, once we are done, we want to hit save and close. Save as means just save another copy of it. We're going to say save and close. And we're brought right back here. So that is a very quick intro to our table, our dining room table, which is a dashboard, and how to access the plates. Now we're going to go actually build some cards.